So about a week ago, I shared the story of this former pastor turned humanist who said so many controversial things against the NHS and the church that they lead. But of the many controversial things he said about the NHS, this one stands out. Watch.
We've heard about so many miracles, testimonies of these, the blind received the sight, the crippled walked, this one. At some point, in fact, I think what caused the latest fight between NHS and Damina was when Damina made a post to raising clutches, new clutches, with a picture of NHS, and it became a problem. So you've been there. And I know you as a very bold, vocal person who must have gone through some troubles because of the revelations you've been, given since you left the church. Tell us, these miracles, are they true? Have you witnessed any of them? Like, can you confidently, categorically state with every single iota of conviction in you that some of these miracles, or all of them, are real?
It's a very strong question, but I'll answer you. I will tell you, Captain, no. And it's with due respect to him and to Dunamis Church. I have nothing to lose or gain.
You're saying no, that the miracles are not real?
Are not real. They don't happen.
Trust the church not to take that lying down. Here is the receipt that they provided. Watch.
Hallelujah! I'm Pastor Abraham Daniel, and this is my beloved wife, Martina Abraham, and these are my children. Honestly, spiritual parenting is real. It's good to have spiritual parents, and by the mercies of God, I have one. It's really wonderful to belong to this family. I remember how I came, battered, shattered, things not working. Then if you see my children and myself, oh my God, we are object of ridicule and pity. But when we encounter this commission and our father and our mother, our lives got turned around. I may not have the time to share all the testimonies today, because if I try that, we may have more than like 3-4 services after this one. So for the sake of time, please let me allow my wife to round off the testimony.
Praise the Lord. I want to appreciate God really for his help on our lives. We'll be married for 14 years, February next year. And God has blessed us with 5 children. So when I had my last daughter, we were thinking she was going to be a boy, because I wanted a mixture of the children. But mommy said, this is not the end. You still have one more to go. So given by the space my children had, after 3 years I forgot and I said, no need for childbearing anymore. And then last year, towards the end of the year, I didn't know I had conceived. And then in December, mommy sent me a text, and I said, I am pregnant. And she said, this is a boy. I said, amen. So sometimes in January, I started having BP issues. And then I sent her a text, and I would tell her the BP reading, and I've never had BP issues before. And she said, BP will crash. And according to the time of life, in 9 months, you will deliver the baby, and you and the baby will be safe and sound. While Daddy and Mommy were praying for us, I remember 2 prayers I heard Daddy clearly praying. He said, the hand of the enemy over your life is terminated, and your life is prolonged. He said, you will go beyond your mother, and you will go beyond your fathers. And then he kept praying and praying. And after that period, the BP crashed. And it was not up to the time where the labor should come. Labor started coming at 6 months. And we went to the hospital. The doctor said they were to wait for a while. After some time, at 34 weeks, it was not coming through but the BP had crashed. So the doctor induced me that after I've had 4 children, it will be easier for me to put through. I sent mommy a text. I said, this is the option that was given to me, induction and CS. She said, go for the induction. And then they induced
Praise
me
the
and I
Lord.
was...
It's going to be a long story. Cut a long story short, she delivered this baby boy. And then,
critical condition.
And then, a very critical situation, see the picture there, and they discovered that there was a hole in the heart.
God forbid.
Okay, there was a hole in the heart, and the pulse was very low, or not even existent. He sent a text to daddy, and we made a declaration. Yes, we made a declaration. We said, every gift that God gives is perfect.
That's right.
If God gave them the gift of a baby boy after 4 baby girls, then that gift from the Lord is perfect. It added no sorrow, and there can be no complications. Bam! Baby restored, hole in the heart closed. This baby is normal, alive and well. Does he look like a baby that had a hole in the heart? Look at how
Almighty God, there is nobody like you.
And that's not all. Verydarkman also shared this receipt. Watch.
Before you start to defend this guy, make I can't tell now my personal experience with this particular guy. I know the kind of person this guy be. I saw a video of this guy online where he made the video saying that his 15-year-old daughter was taken advantage of by Reno Mokri's brother. If you remember, I even did the whole video and said, oh, Reno Mokri's brother and blah, blah, blah. You saw it. This was on my page, right? So from there, I told the guy that we should pursue the case. That was how we now went to Barrister Deji Adeyanju's office. And Barrister Deji Adeyanju decided to do the case pro bono. We now told them, bring the victim and let them come. He now said the victim is with his wife. That for the past how many years, he has not seen his kids because him and his wife had a divorce, right? So the kids are with the woman, and the case is with the woman, and that's where the thing happened. That is because he's not around. That is how the whole thing happened, where the pastor did forceful entry on his daughter inside the church. I said, no, voila. Then we were able to speak to this thing. Then we were able to speak to the wife so that the wife would come. You know, we spoke to the wife, we told the wife, we convinced her that we are going to get justice for them. So the wife brought the kids and the guy came. When the guy came, it was a little bit off because they have not been together, right? So that was how the young girl narrated the story, how Reno Mokri's brother allegedly took advantage of her inside the church, you know? So we're about to do the case. The guy now said that he now convinced, he was now bashing the woman that the girls, the daughters to come and stay with him, something like that. So the girls now went to stay with him. So while we're doing the case, we now noticed that this guy took advantage of this thing and decided to keep the children and deprive them from seeing their mother, just the way the mother did to him. So it was difficult for us to work on the case because they were not all in uniform. Now something that happened. One day the guy reached out to me because it was on Twitter that we met. The guy reached out to me saying that he had an accident with his car. All right. So when he told me, I told him that, oh, sorry about that, but don't worry, I can help you fix the car. Then he did his quotation. It was 900 and something thousand naira. Now, while we were talking, his wife now called. Yeah, spoke to the lawyer. Then they called me. Then the wife now said that, please, she wants to get her children back from the man, and the man is making it difficult. I said, how? What's going on? She now said the daughter called her to say the father beats them. Not just that the father beats them and they want to run, that please the mother should come and pick them, the man is maltreating them. I was like, wait a minute, I thought you were supposed to be the ones to take care of these children better. So he just gave me a red flag, right? So I now texted the guy after the whole thing. I now texted him and I said, bro, my spirit doesn't want me to give you nothing, because it was now looking as if the guy was a two-faced person. I said, my spirit doesn't want me to give you nothing. Now where will I enter? Now see the gist. He said, to be frank with you, if you tell me that it's your spirit, then I am so disappointed. I was a pastor for 20 years and pastored in Dunamis, which resulted in my divorce and my children misbehaving because of their mother. Today, I am a humanist. I am no longer a Christian or believe in God or Jesus Christ. In my little way, I have spoken and helped folks even when I didn't have money. If thousands of Nigeria donated to Rattle accounts, and that included me, profile you, do you think we would have contributed? Why do you choose to be hard on me? When he said, bro to bro, you wicked though. Then he went on saying, on the 8th of December, he now said, well, can you refund my donation to the Ratel bank account? I thought you had everyone in mind, not knowing that you profiled me. He now sent me a receipt of the 500 naira he sent to the NGO account. He now said, this is my receipt. Please refund my money. You are not what I thought you are. I didn't respond. He now sent me a throwback picture of myself, which I posted online. He said, this is your picture and your transition. The same way you could tell me that your spirit is not allowing you to give me nothing. If others profile you the way, would you be where you are today? To be honest with you, you are opposite of what you display online. Please refund my money. I still need answer. He said, please refund my money. I still need answer. Now, brothers and sisters, guess what this guy did? This guy now went to do a YouTube video. And he now titled it, this is my personal experience with Verydarkman and how he scammed me.
Now, isn't that what they call in law? The evidence speaks for itself. And I'm not exactly surprised, because from the very first day I saw him pontificating to be a former pastor now turned humanist, I knew there was something fishy about him. Now, I don't know the NHS, but I'm convinced within me, without any iota of doubt, that they are not fake pastors. And if anyone has turned out to be fake, it is him, of course. However, something worth scrutinizing happened during the week that is likely to become a trend if not nipped in the bud. And I thought to bring it to you. Watch.
My name is James Paul Adama. I am doing this press release this afternoon as a concerned Christian youth. And this is based on the recent wave of online attacks against the Christian faith and clerics in Nigeria. One of the prominent culprits is a certain Abraham Daniel and others who claims to be a humanist but has repeatedly insulted men of God, making defamatory statements about the church and describing Christianity as a scam. This blatant abuse of social media poses a grave threat to religious harmony and national peace. In response, I, James Paul Adama, guided by the law of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, have petitioned the relevant authorities, which has led to the arrest and detention of some of the suspects involved in this campaign of calumny. I commend the Nigeria Police Force, the Department of State Service, and other security agencies for their prompt actions and urge them to remain resolute in addressing this issue. I remind the public that sections 38 and 40 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as well as international human rights standards to which Nigeria is a signatory, guarantee freedom of religion and belief and the peaceful practice of faith. I am fully committed to ensuring that such attacks do not go unchecked. Almost every content creator in Nigeria is using the mockery of Christianity and Christian leaders to ply their trade. This is denigrating, defamatory, and blasphemous to Christianity, and therefore unacceptable. No genuine Christian can watch the mockery and denigration of Christianity as is being done in Nigeria with indifference. These are the reasons why I cannot hold my peace. I am ready to use every applicable provision of the law to tackle this unwarranted, illogical, brazen, malicious, and ill-conceived attack on the Christian faith and reputable fathers of faith in Nigeria, regardless of denomination, until justice is served and sanity is restored. I give you an example. A particular blogger posted on both his X handle and Facebook handle accusing the Redeemed Christian Church of God and the highly revered Daddy Gio, Pastor E.A. Adeboye, and his son, Leke Adeboye, of giving their consent for the sodomization of youth in the RCCG. That is totally unacceptable. I heard another time one Abraham Daniel went online to state that Christianity as a whole is a scam. It is painful to watch one cherished faith being denigrated to this extent. And I am rising as a concerned youth to say enough, it is enough. It will no longer be acceptable. Not long ago also, someone called my attention to a publication where one Auntie Duni, or how she's called, saying that the speaking in tongue that a particular man of God is doing is calling a female genital inside the speaking in tongue. I want to reiterate the fact that the publicized arrests that were made few times about one acclaimed prophet from Lagos that was arrested. He was made to pass through the arms of the law. He was arrested and charged to court. But genuinely, from the depth of his heart, he pleaded, asked for forgiveness, and that was granted. I was behind this arrest. And lately, some others have also been arrested and are currently under prosecution. Investigation is ongoing to fish out those that are perpetrating this evil. Few days ago, the same Abraham came out to say he was arrested by one revered man of God. To be truly honest with you, there is no revered man of God involved in this. I am doing this, and I am single-handedly doing it.
No, you are not, sir. No, you are not. And I know the media well enough to let you pull a wool over my eyes over this. The truth is that people who are not newsworthy cannot command the kind of media presence
My name is James Paul Adama.
you enjoyed at this news conference. You claim to be doing this on your own, yet all the major news outlets in Nigeria were present to listen to who exactly? You? With due respect, nobody knows you. And for that reason, you couldn't have commanded the presence of these media stations without the backing of certain individuals or organizations. My educated guess, of course, is that you are doing this with the backing of certain churches or certain individuals. And, of course, that is not a crime in itself, but those sponsoring or backing you should know the following. It is not a crime for the church to officially respond or set the record straight when certain allegations that are capable of derailing the Church of God or the people of God are made by characters like this.
With due respect to him, because I don't know, there's a case I don't know whether it's even him that is suing me. So, but
And of course, not all allegations deserve the attention of the church, but an allegation like this one,
You're saying no, that the miracles are not real.
Are not real. They don't happen.
may be difficult to ignore, and the church must not allow itself to be blackmailed into believing that responding to this kind of allegation makes them less godly. So the idea of the church or people who claim to be lovers of the faith using people like you, I think is a grave mistake and could backfire. Second of all, you arrogantly reveal that you have been responsible for the arrest of individuals like Abraham Daniel and several other individuals. Interestingly, all the individuals you claim to have arrested were individuals with little or no clout. If not, why haven't you arrested personalities and individuals such as Abel Damina? And if Abel Damina is too big a fry for you, why haven't you arrested someone like Daddy Freeze? Or at least take either men to court. And I'm not in any way suggesting that I endorse everything that Daddy Freeze and Dr. Abel Damina has been saying about the Church of God and certain men of God in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, there are a lot of things that they say that I, fundamentally disagree with. But the idea that one man would arrogate the power to arrest the perceived enemies of the church in Nigeria is dangerous and should not be encouraged. You also quoted some sections and provisions of the Nigerian Constitution that, according to you, gives you the power to do what you are doing. Now, even though I'm not a lawyer, I doubt if those laws and provisions gives you the local standard to act on behalf of churches in Nigeria. But as far as I can see, you are just a busybody in the eye of the law. You suggested that you are representing all the churches in Nigeria. So I ask you, what gives you the impression that you have the blessings of all the churches in Nigeria to embark on such a journey? Did the Redeemed Christian Church of God, for instance, give you the nod to arrest content creators who insult their general overseer, Pastor Hiya Adeboye? Did they? In any case, how many people are you going to be able to arrest? Mind you, a large chunk of those who do these crazy things don't live in Nigeria. So are you going to use your security connections in Nigeria to arrest content creators who don't live in Nigeria? I understand that there are a few people saying very damaging things about the church and men of God in Nigeria. But the way out cannot be this kind of approach that you're already implementing. If anything, this approach of yours will end up not only demonizing the church, but the men of God that you claim to be fighting for. My advice to the church and of course our respected men of God is to never shy away from officially responding to some of these blackmailers who have so far so good succeeded in selling the narrative that it is weakness or ungodly to respond to allegations made against the church and its leaders. The Dunamis Church has been brilliant in the way it has released receipts against Abraham Daniel. My only snag with the church is that they released those receipts using their proxies, which for me was a missed opportunity.